There's a reason a lot of people don't like shooting black powder, is there's a lot of extra work afterwards in cleaning up. First thing I'm going to do, now we're back home, is we're going to work on the cases first, because that's going to be the longest process. You're going to spend a lot of time in the tumbler. So I'm going to get them cleaned up and in a process of cleaning first, before I clean the guns. Now this jug was full of clean soapy water. Some people say put soap in, some people say just water. Soap doesn't help. But as you can see, it's pretty filthy. So the one thing I did different was I deprimed them at the range. And it seems to work because the water wasn't that black the last time I shot some black powder cartridges. I used a decapper, this little hand press. So what I'm going to do is take this outside, dump the water out, and I'm going to flush water in there, try to clean it, rinse it out with the garden hose. So basically dump out the water, fill it back up, try to get all the residue, as much as I can before I take them out. So I'm going to go and do that now. Okay, I dumped out the initial water and filled this back up about 3 times, and the water was coming out pretty clean. Now I got a little pail of clean water here. I'm going to take the grass out. We save this for the next time. Yeah, and decapping them I think is a good idea. Squish them out. And just make sure they're rinsed real good. The water's pretty clean, and them flushes get most of the black residue out. So I'm just going to swish them around a little more. And give them one last rinse. And now I got them all rinsed off, they're wet. Brass looks pretty tarnished. You could dry them off with a towel, let them air dry or whatever. I might just fire up the compressor and then blow as much of the air off as I can. And then I'm going to put them in my tumbler. The one guy recommends, he says that he just rinses them off, throws them in the tumbler with crushed walnut hulls for 8 hours or something, and leave the top off to let them dry as they tumble. I'm going to try to get as much of the water off as I can, throw them in there, and let them tumble for a good while until they look clean. Hopefully it'll clean the inside and out, but I think I'm going to go back and run a brush down on the end. I'll see how they look, but we still may have to go to the drill press and clean the inside real good because like I said before, when we were starting to reload them, you want to clean all the residue out. You want to make sure it's all out when loading black powder, because if any residue's left in there and sticks, it could cause the case to separate when the black powder charged, and when it ignites it might get caught on the residue. So basically that's how you get your cases prepped, cleaned. I like doing everything right after I'm done shooting. And that's what you'd have to do with the black powders. Rinse them off in water. Because if you don't, the black powder, it will corrode the brass. It will damage the brass to where it's not usable. So it's important to clean your brass afterwards. It is an important step. And we're going to dry them off, get them in a tumbler. Okay, here's our brass after we tumbled it about 4 hours. Come out nice. And even though it's clean and the insides look real clean, I'm still going to set up the drill press and run a brush down there and clean out, especially down towards the base. Can't really see. Just to make sure there's absolutely no residue left over. Because with our compressed black powder loads, we don't want it catching. We want to make sure we're really nice and clean. And basically, you know, even though they look kind of tarnished and nasty, they come out good. So you can clean them. Your media in the tumbler, this is pretty fresh stuff, so don't take long. As it's used, it gets dirty and it cleans slower. You'll have to leave it in longer, but a lot of factors there, but come out all right. And basically that's what you'd have to do with the black powder. You just rinse it off, dry it off real quick and clean it. I like doing it as fast as possible without leaving around for days. I don't really think it'd harm anything, waiting a day or two. But that's how I clean the brass after I get done firing black powder.